Picture a busy schoolyard. The air is thick with the sounds of shrieks, laughter, and the thud of rubber balls against pavement. It is a symphony of chaotic joy. But if you look past the motion, you might see a small figure standing on the periphery. They are clutching their backpack straps tight, their feet rooted to the ground. They are watching. Deep down, they desperately want to run into that fray. They daydream about being part of the laughter, of belonging to the group. But something unseen holds them back. It feels like a heavy, invisible anchor that only they can feel. Their heart hammers against their ribs. Their hands get clammy. Even though their spirit screams, "Go!" their voice whispers a terrified warning. Stay safe. Don't move. This is the silent, often misunderstood world of the shy child. It is a world not defined by a lack of desire, but by an internal storm that makes the simple act of connection feel like climbing a mountain. Perhaps as I paint this picture, you see a reflection of your own childhood, or perhaps you see a child you love. Before we dive into the depths of this sensitive landscape, I have a small request. In the comments below, I invite you to share where you are joining us from. If you feel comfortable, tell me, have you ever fought this battle with shyness, or have you watched someone else navigate it? Your story matters here. Now, I ask you to set aside distractions. Stay with me until the very end, because we are going to uncover layers of this topic that might just change the way you see yourself or the children in your life. The psychology of a shy child is not a tale of weakness or defect. It is a story of hidden resilience, of silent battles fought every single day, and of a profound sensitivity that is often undervalued in our loud, fast-paced world. To truly honor this experience, we must first define what shyness actually is. It is crucial to understand that shyness is not just a personality quirk, and it certainly isn't a permanent life sentence. At its core, shyness is a physiological and psychological response to social environments. Think of the human nervous system like a home security system. For most, the sensitivity is set to average, but for some, the sensors are dialed up to maximum sensitivity. When they face uncertainty, when eyes turn toward them, or when they are expected to speak, their nervous system lights up like a dashboard of warning lights. Their body enters a state of high alert, reacting as if there is a physical threat, even when their logical mind knows they're safe. But as many of you know, the body does not always consult with logic. This is why if you ask a shy child what they feel, they often describe physical sensations rather than just emotions. They feel the racing heart, the heat rising in their cheeks, the lump forming in the throat, or a crushing weight on their chest. This lies the great paradox of the shy child. There is a common misconception that they want to be alone. The truth is often heartbreakingly different. Shy children frequently crave connection just as deeply, sometimes even more intensely, than their outgoing peers. They long to belong. They yearn to share their voice. But in that crucial moment of opportunity, the fear of judgment, the terror of being found lacking, overwhelms the desire to connect. It isn't a refusal to step forward. It is that their specific psychological makeup makes that single step feel 10 times heavier than it does for anyone else. This brings us to a philosophical crossroad. Isn't it profound that the very thing the shy child wants most, human connection, is also the thing that feels the most dangerous? Life presents them with a difficult tension. The heart pulls them toward people, while fear pulls them back into the shadows. That tug of war shapes a person in ways that can last a lifetime.
Psychologists have spent decades unpacking the roots of this behavior.
One of the most validating discoveries is that shyness is usually a mix of nature and nurture. Some children are simply born with a temperament that is more reactive. Their biological wiring makes them more sensitive to stimulation from the moment they arrive. For others, shyness is a learned protection. Perhaps they were teased in the past. Maybe they felt invisible in a large family. Maybe they grew up in an environment where making noise was discouraged or unsafe. Regardless of the origin, shyness is rarely random. It is the result of a child's mind and body trying to navigate the world safely. Now we must make a vital distinction that often confuses people. Shyness and introversion are not the same thing. Introversion is about energy economics. An introvert recharges their battery in solitude. They might prefer a quiet room to a party because the party drains them, not because they are scared of it. Shyness, however, is rooted in fear and anxiety. This means a shy extrovert is a very real phenomenon. Imagine a child who loves people, who gets energy from being in a group, but is terrified to initiate the interaction. They might sit silently at a birthday party, looking detached, but inside, they're bursting with jokes, ideas, and stories they're desperate to tell. They are not sitting out because they want to. They are sitting out because the spotlight feels like fire. This is where the psychology of self-image begins to take root. Childhood is the time when we draft the first blueprint of our identity. For the shy child, this blueprint can get distorted. They begin to internalize labels. They tell themselves, I am the quiet one. I am the awkward one. I am the one nobody remembers. The danger isn't the silence itself. The danger is the story the child creates about their silence, that it makes them less than. However, if we shift our perspective, we find something beautiful blooming in the quiet. Because they spend so much time on the sidelines, shy children often become master observers of the human condition. While other children are rushing to speak, the shy child is listening. While others are fighting for attention, the shy child is noticing the pauses, the micro-expressions, the subtle shifts in tone. Their silence, born of fear, gifts them with a superpower, perception. They learn to read a room before they even enter it. They sense emotions with a high degree of accuracy. It is no surprise that many shy children grow up to be poets, artists, counselors, and deep thinkers. They transmute their internal depth into something that heals the world. And yet, we cannot romanticize the struggle completely. We must acknowledge the pain. Imagine a typical classroom. Our modern education system often rewards the loudest voice. The teacher praises the student who shoots their hand up instantly, who debates, who commands the room. The shy child, though their mind may be teeming with the correct answers or brilliant insights, remains mute. Slowly, they begin to feel like a ghost in their own life, not because they are empty, but because their fear acts as a mute button. Over time, this impacts their academic self-esteem. They might be labeled as slow or disengaged, not because they lack intelligence, but because their intelligence is locked behind a gate of anxiety. Pause with me for a moment. Have you ever considered how many world-changing ideas went unspoken because the child who thought of them couldn't find the breath to speak? How many beautiful friendships never started because the shy child couldn't bridge the gap to say hello? It is a heartbreaking thought, but it is also a call to action. It reminds us of the dormant potential waiting for the right conditions to wake up.
Science offers us immense hope here.
Research indicates that shyness is not a rigid wall. It is fluid. It lessens when children feel safe, supported, and truly understood. Environments that try to fix them by forcing them to be louder or bolder often backfire, causing them to retreat further into their shell. But when adults, parents, teachers, mentors acknowledge the struggle with empathy rather than frustration, magic happens. When we offer gentle invitations instead of harsh demands, the nervous system calms down. The child feels seen, and step by small step, that invisible wall begins to thin. Let's go deeper into the long-term impact. Why does this matter beyond the playground? Because shyness sculpts identity. A shy child grows up with a hyper-awareness of other people's opinions. This can make them incredibly empathetic adults who would never want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. But the shadow side is that it can make them prisoners of self-monitoring. They might replay conversations in their head for days. Did I say that wrong? Did I look foolish? Why did my voice crack? They analyze mistakes that no one else even noticed. This reveals a profound psychological truth. Shyness isn't just about avoiding people. It is about avoiding the pain of rejection. Deep down, the shy child is asking the world a single question: am I safe here? Am I enough just as I am? Until they get a convincing yes, they hold back their true selves. But here is a radical thought I want you to consider. What if shyness isn't a problem to be solved? What if it is simply a different frequency of being with its own unique set of strengths and challenges? Some of the most compassionate, creative, and thoughtful leaders in history started as shy children. Their quietness wasn't a flaw in the design. It was the soil where their deep roots grew. However, we must be honest about the risks. If left unaddressed and unvalidated, shyness can calcify into rigid patterns in adulthood. It can stop a talented person from negotiating a salary, from asking someone on a date, or from pursuing a dream, simply because that old childhood voice whispers, "Don't risk it." Understanding the psychology of the shy child isn't just about making them feel better in the moment. It is about clearing the path for their future. This is why empathy is non-negotiable. When we look at a shy child, we must train ourselves to look past the silence. We need to see a heart that is beating loudly. We need to see a mind that is spinning with color and thought. We need to see a soul that is desperate for connection, waiting for a safe hand to hold. When we validate them, we help create a world where their voice can finally emerge. And perhaps the child who once stood frozen at the edge of the playground will one day stand before a crowd not as the loudest person in the room, but as the one who speaks with the most weight, the most authenticity, and the most truth. Because often, it is the quiet ones who have the most thunderous things to say. The shy child grows up carrying a basket of both shadows and gifts. It is in this in-between space that their psychology becomes truly fascinating. What starts as a fear of exposure often transforms into a profound search for meaning. A shy child learns the weight of words early on. They know the agony of swallowing their words, so when they finally do speak, they do not waste them. Their speech is intentional. Their words are chosen like precious stones. Their pauses are not empty space. They are filled with thought. Psychologists often place shyness on a spectrum of social anxiety. It isn't necessarily a disorder, but a heightened sensitivity to judgment. This sensitivity is a double-edged sword. On one side, yes, it can limit a life. It can make a child hesitate to join the team or raise their hand. But on the flip side, it makes them attuned to the frequency of the human heart. They notice when someone else is hurting. They notice kindness. They notice cruelty. This awareness becomes their compass. But why do some shy children blossom, while others retreat into isolation? The answer lies in the environment. A child who is gently encouraged, who is allowed to take small, calculated risks, begins to stretch. One day, they whisper an answer. The next month, they raise a hand. The next year, they initiate a friendship. Each small victory lays a brick in the foundation of their confidence. Conversely, when a shy child is mocked, pressured, or shamed for their nature, they collapse inward. Their internal critic says, "See, you aren't built for this world. Stay hidden." The cycle of shyness becomes self-reinforcing, a loop that tightens like a knot. Isn't that true for all of us? We all expand when we are met with warmth, and we all shrink when we are met with judgment. The shy child just feels this universal truth more acutely. Their inner landscape is delicate, like a candle flame that can be fed into a glow or blown out by a harsh wind. Here is the hopeful reality. Many shy children grow into adults who are incredible listeners, empathetic leaders, and loyal friends. Why? Because they know what it feels like to be overlooked. They know the pain of being unseen. So they make it their life's mission to ensure no one else feels that way in their presence. The very thing that was their struggle becomes the source of their greatest compassion. Think about that. The child terrified of the playground becomes the adult who invites the lonely coworker to lunch. The child who couldn't speak in class becomes the mentor who gives a voice to the voiceless. Shyness is not a weakness to be exercised. It is a seed that, when watered with patience, blooms into radical empathy. Of course, the journey is not a straight line. Shy children often carry habits into adulthood. We may overthink our emails, hesitate before entering a room, or battle imposter syndrome. But psychology offers us reassurance. The brain is remarkably adaptable. It is plastic. With practice, with safe relationships, and with gentle exposure, even the deepest patterns can change. There is a fascinating study in developmental psychology that followed inhibited children into adulthood. Their paths diverged based on their environment. Some remained anxious, but others grew into confident, capable people who simply possessed a quiet dignity. The difference wasn't their DNA. The difference was how the world treated them. This is the vital takeaway. Shyness is not destiny. It is a chapter of the book, not the entire story. The shy child holds within them the potential for immense courage. Sometimes that courage is loud, but often it is quiet. It is the courage to show up, even when your hands are shaking. Philosophically, there is something deeply uniting about this experience. Aren't we all, in some way, standing on the edge of that playground? Aren't we all hesitating to show our true selves for fear of judgment? The shy child simply wears this universal human vulnerability on their sleeve. They reveal what the rest of us try to hide, the desperate need to be accepted. So, What can we do? How do we support the shy child or the shy inner child within ourselves? The solution is simpler than you might think. We do not force them to change. We do not shame them for their nature. Instead, we create sanctuaries where they feel safe enough to try. Encouragement acts like sunlight, but it must be gentle. We offer an invitation, not a command. We ask a question, but we don't shine a blinding spotlight. Over time, these moments of safety accumulate. The child begins to trust that they can speak and survive. And for those of you watching who were shy children and are now navigating the adult world, the journey isn't over. It involves learning to embrace your quiet strength rather than apologizing for it. It means realizing that your shyness is not a prison. It is a lens. It is a way of seeing the world with care, with thought, and with depth. When you stop fighting your nature and start honoring it, you reclaim the power you thought you lost. Let me leave you with this image. Imagine a child cupping a small, flickering candle in their hands. The flame is fragile. It dances wildly in the wind. That child is the shy child. But with time, with cupped hands to protect it, with patience, that flame stabilizes. It grows brighter. It has the power to warm a cold room. It has the power to guide others through the dark. It was never about how big the fire was at the start. It was always about whether it was given the chance to burn. So if you are shy, or if you love someone who is, remember this. Silence is not emptiness. Quietness is not weakness. The psychology of the shy child is not the blueprint of someone destined to be small. It is the psychology of someone destined to see the world with rare clarity, to feel with immense depth, and to give to the world in ways that the loud voices simply cannot. Shyness may soften with time, but the sensitivity remains. And that sensitivity, it is not a limitation. It is your greatest gift. It is the gift of seeing the invisible, because you once felt invisible yourself. So the next time you see a shy child, or you feel that shy child rising up in your own heart, do not see the silence as an absence. See it for what it truly is: potential.